Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, RC the Great, back with another great video for you guys today. I got another banger for you guys today, but I wanted to remind you that I am on the road to 10,000 subs. While you take a quick look at my team, make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We were also able to get our third ring this weekend, and we were able to pick up that pink diamond Paul Pierce from my team Unlimited, and our record is currently 89-6. Although we do have 3 losses from error codes, we are actually 92-3. But we'll take those 6 losses. We got that pink diamond. And my goal today is to show you some of the advanced passing tips that I use in my games to give me a little edge against different types of opponents. So today we are going over off-ball movement and passing. So the give and go, user control passing, handoff and pitch passes, and manual backdoor cuts. All 4 of these can be used in different situations against different types of opponents and against the CPU to give you an edge in the game and get your players in the right position to make a play on the basket or get open on the court. But before we get into that, make sure you guys go over the settings, because you're going to need to have your settings like mine are to make all of these work. So head over to your controller settings and make sure you have your receiver control on handoff and pitch pass, and make sure you have your icon passing on full receiver control. Do not leave your icon passing on pass type control, and do not leave your icon passing on default. You're going to need it on full receiver control. Then head up to where it says skip pass and make sure that is disabled, because in order to do what we're going to be doing, you're going to need these settings. So the first thing we're going over is the give and go. In order to do the give and go, you're going to hold down the pass button, which is X on PlayStation 4, and then you're going to relocate your player. When you let go of X, you're going to make the second pass. This is best used against somebody that's playing aggressive on-ball defense, or if you have a mismatch on the court and the guy's on the wing and you want to actually take advantage of that, you can use the give and go to relocate him before making the second pass. But remember, you're going to be holding the pass button. So if you're passing it to the right side, you're going to press to the right while holding X, and then you're going to move the player into the lane or wherever you want to go, the player that just passed the ball. So let's go over this on some video and show you what I mean. All right, so we're coming up the court right now with Kyle Lowry, and we notice that there's nobody defending the paint. So we throw a pass over to Lamar Odom, but when we threw that pass, we were holding X so that we can control Kyle Lowry, and then we moved him into the lane to receive a give and go pass. So slow it down. I see there's nobody in the lane. I'm holding X and I'm pushing to the right to give the ball to Lamar Odom. And now I'm going to take Kyle Lowry and I'm going to hold sprint, and I'm going to sprint past Gary Payton and then let go of X, and I receive the pass back. So basic give and go, I got past the defense by using that. So against a user, notice this guy's playing super aggressive defense. He's trying to steal the ball every second. I noticed that, and I know he's not going to be able to switch in time once I make this pass. So I hold X when I make the pass, and then I sprint with Kittles into the lane. He switches to somebody else, but his defender was already out of the play. I get into the lane for an easy basket. All right, so we get our second use case right now. This is against CPU. Right now, I noticed that Ben Simmons has Gary Payton on him, but I'm not going to try to drive past Gary Payton with Ben Simmons. He might steal the ball. So I'm going to relocate Ben Simmons using the give and go. So let's go over it again. For some reason on the fast break, I bump into Bill Walton with Kyle Lowry, and that creates a switch that I noticed right away. If this happens against a user, you can do the same thing. I get the ball over to Ben Simmons. I notice he has that mismatch, but it's also Gary Payton. So why would I try to drive by him and risk getting the ball stolen from me, right? I'm going to kick it over, hold X, giving it to Paul Pierce in the corner. And then I'm going to relocate Ben Simmons, sprinting into the lane. Once he gets to the spot I want him, now I'm going to post up, let go of X. He gets the ball. Now my mismatch has even more power. I'm inside, and I get Ben Simmons an easy bucket. All right, let's go over a couple other scenarios with Kyle Lowry with the give and go movement and some other things you can do with it. So right here, I kick the ball over to Paul George, and now I'm actually going to run behind him. And since the defense follows me, I'm going to actually just give it to myself for a give and go. And now I have a little pick off right there with Paul George, and they willing me to get a layup because the defense followed me around instead of going under. If they went under, I would have done something else. Now right here, I try to give and go at Gary Payton. He doesn't let me into the lane, so I just relocate to the wing, give myself the ball back, and now I'm going to get myself a different shot. You don't have to force it, because they are going to make you pass it after a while, so you want to make sure you're not forcing that. You don't just throw it inside and get the ball stolen. All right, let's move on to pass type number 2, and this is the full receiver control. I have covered this in almost every playbook tutorial I've done. I've used the full receiver control. In order to do this, you want to bring up the pass icons. You're going to select the player you want to pass the ball to and hold their icon. While you're holding their icon, you can fully control their movement. You can do whatever you want, go wherever you want on the court. You let go of their icon to make the pass, and you can tap R1 to cancel it from happening, and you can continue to control the other player and then pass to someone else. It's hard to explain, but they are going to make you pass it after a while when you're holding their icon. So if you tap R1, it will cancel that. You want to use this against off-ball defenders or people that love to bait. They're just waiting for you to pass to someone else, and you can hit them, fake like you're going inside and cut back out to the three-point line. You can fake like you're going to the three-point line and then cut inside. There's a lot of different things you can do with this, but let's jump into some video on how I use it on fast breaks and how I use it in different scenarios. All right, so here's a scenario you're going to be able to see and use against both user and CPU opponents. As you can see, I'm bringing up the icons, and I am going to be moving Lamar Odom where I want him to go and get a nice fast break pass or full court pass inside. So right here, he's going towards the right. If this is a user playing against me, he's most likely going to be covering that, and he's going to be sprinting towards that way. I control Lamar Odom, and now I'm pushing him into the lane using the left stick, and then I let go of triangle to throw the ball. That's a dangerous pass. You're not going to want to do it against a lot of users, especially some of the comp players, because they are going to steal that pass, but it is the way to move your player where you want them to go. I could have made Lamar go to the baseline. I could have made him go to the sideline. I could have made him come to the ball. I could have pushed him wherever I wanted, but I chose to push him into the lane for this play so I can get an easy dunk against this CPU on the challenge. All right, let's move into the next play, but using the same feature. This time we're actually running a play, and we're going to get Kyle Lowry into the space that we want him to go. As you can see, we brought the icons up. Once the play starts, I notice Kyle has detached from his defender. His defender's trailing behind him, and we have space on the right side of the court. I am holding X, which is his icon, and now I'm moving him to the right. I am moving him where I want him to go, and I'm sprinting there. When I let go of X, they throw the ball. I'm wide open for a shot, and we knock it down. I could have also just moved him over to the wing because I kind of cluttered myself, but I really wanted to show how far you can move them in the video. So right here again, we're on a fast break. This time we got Kerry Kittles. We push him into the lane to create a situation where the defender has to stop him. So Kerry Kittles is going towards the lane. I could have pushed him towards the three-point line, but I wanted him to occupy Doug Christie. So Doug Christie's occupying the lane. Paul Pierce is on the left side. I knew if I pushed Kittles into the middle, gave him the ball, Doug Christie would have to step over to him, and then I can get Paul Pierce the ball after that. If I would have pushed him to the sideline, then Paul Pierce wouldn't have been able to get that pass because Christie would have been able to steal it. One more time, this is on the pick and roll. Actually, notice it said roll over Porzingis' head, but watch what I make him do. I still make him fade because I am using the user control. So Porzingis sets the screen. He's actually going to roll to the basket, which is going to create a situation where everyone's going to help. If you're playing against a guy like Ty Debo, he's going to take the guy from the corner, and he's going to come over to try to help in the middle and steal that pass. Now you can hold L2 and now push Porzingis back out for a fade, and he's going to fade to the wing, even though he was supposed to roll, which makes the defense do something different. So he's supposed to roll. You hold L2, you make him fade to the wing, and now you've disrupted the defense, and you are wide open for a three when they were all helping in the paint because they thought he was going to roll. Now you got a free shot. All right, let's go over one more scenario on the fast break, and this one's just going to be talking about getting wide space on the wings. So sometimes they don't do what they're supposed to do in the fast break. They stay a little bit too tight. So I saw Kittles trailing behind me, and I saw Bill Walton and Gary Payton in his vicinity. I want Kittles to go wide left. So right here, I hold circle, and I start sprinting with RT and pushing him further to the left so that I can get him to that corner for a shot. He would have continued more on a straight trajectory, or he would have went to the wing. I wanted him to go to the corner, so I manually made him go to the corner. Now he has a shot that is going to take longer to close out on because he didn't stop at the wing like the CPU most likely was going to do. So I controlled him, and I made him get a better look. All right, let's move on to pass number 3. This is the handoff or pitch pass. In order to do this, you want to hold down circle while pushing towards the direction of the player who you want to receive it. You can stand still and they will come to you, or you can move towards them and they'll get more of a boost on the pitch, kind of like a speed boost. You want to use this very often to protect the ball against people that like to bait and steal your passes. You want to protect the ball on fast breaks when you get the rebound. Don't just be throwing it up the court like you see me doing it against the CPU. Do not do that in user games. Hold circle, protect the ball, and get the ball into somebody's hands that can dribble up the court. You can also use this to create screens or manual screens and create mismatches on the court, and you can get a speed boost out of this move. So let's jump into some video and I'll let you know exactly what I'm talking about. Alright y'all, so this first clip is very important for you to understand why to use this move. So right here, Gary Payton has takeover, he has lockdown, and I'm just gonna hold circle and get Porzingis the ball. Don't worry about the shot, I wasn't worried about that. But you get stopped like this against a competitive player and you just pass the ball out, it is going to be stolen. Do not pass this ball. They're in every lane. You want to hold circle, wrap around, and get the ball into somebody else's hands. Then right here, you could just stop with Porzingis and get it back to Lowry and continue your dribble. You do not want to just be out there passing the ball for no reason. So then you have other scenarios where you have Gary Payton on you again. I'm not going to dribble against him with Lamar Odom. I'm going to do a dribble handoff. Paul George gets the ball. He gets a speed boost out of it, actually. So right here, Gary Payton's all on me. I got Lamar Odom. He has decent handle, but I don't have a way to get him post inside because Giannis is already in there. I'm going to hand off. Now Paul George gets the ball. He gets a little screen now. Gary Payton does not switch. I have a free lane to the basket, and I am going to be able to get a foul or a dunk because I chose to do some off-ball movement and not force it into the lane with Lamar Odom, which most likely would have been a steal. Once again, we're going to do the handoff. This time I'm moving towards Paul George. They have to help. I get a wide open jump shot in the corner with Lamar Odom. Let's slow it down on the replay. Move towards Paul George. I get a pitch pass. I get a speed boost out of it. Kyle Lowry picks off Christie on a little screen. Bill Walton has to step into the lane or else I'm going to get a nice left-hand layup. He steps in. Now I'm wide open in the corner. Knock down Lamar Odom. Easy shot because we utilized the right pass type. All right, let's move into the last one, which is the manual backdoor cut. I do see a lot of y'all using it, which is good, but pretty much you just hold down triangle and you're going to be pressing the direction of the player you want to cut. You're going to be using this against aggressive type defenders, anybody that likes to play deny defense, or people that like to play off ball and they kind of run out to you when they see somebody open. Is going to be a perfect time to backdoor cut them. Remember, you're using triangle and you're pressing in the direction of the player you want to make this cut. So let's jump into some video of how it works. All right, so we're up the court with Kyle Lowry. We get our little handoff, but right here, Gary Payton extends a little bit too high. You see the basketball under Kyle Lowry. That means I'm holding triangle while pressing in his direction. So he is the person that's going to cut to the basket. Again, little dribble handoff like we just talked about. We get an entry pass into KP, Kristaps Porzingis. Gary Payton steps up a little bit too high on Kyle Lowry. I noticed that, so I press right in Kyle Lowry's direction. Then I'm going to hold triangle. He's going to cut to the basket. And once I let go triangle, he's going to be able to receive a pass, and I'm going to get an easy layup inside. If you master this, it is very hard to stop, so I definitely recommend getting it into your game. All right, so let's have the court again, and we're going to show you another way to implement this backdoor cut utilizing a play. So right here, Kerry Kittles is coming around. I get the ball to Bob Lanier, but I seal his man off because he went over the screen. So Dennis Johnson has that Hall of Fame clamps. I know he's a great defender. It's hard pressed that he's not going to get over these screens. That's okay. If he didn't get over the screens, I would have kicked it out for 3. But since he did get over the screen, I give it to Bob Lanier. Dennis is trying to get to Kittles, and now I hold triangle and backdoor cut because Dennis really wants to get out to Kittles. I know that, and I'm going to get an easy layup inside. Now, once again, Ben Wallace is planning too high on Lamar Odom. I go around a little bit with Paul George, create a situation where Lamar goes around me. I could have done the handoff right here. I could have held circle, but I didn't. Now, once Lamar Odom goes backdoor, I'm going to hold triangle to make sure he cuts. Once I hold triangle, he's going to start dashing to the lane. I let it go at the right time, and then I go up for a quick basket before the defense can react. All right, to end the video, we're just going to go to a couple quick situations where I use these in actual games. right here, backdoor cut because the dude was playing a little bit too high on Giannis. Then I'm playing some triple threat, and I'm making players move all over the court using all 4 different types of passes we just talked about: the give and go, the backdoor, the handoff, everything, to make it very difficult to defend me in triple threat. I'm moving players all around. They're switching all around trying to cover me, but I know where I want my players to go. We get there and we score some easy buckets. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, I am 89-6, and I do use these tips every day when I'm playing unlimited. Hopefully you guys can use these, and if they do help you out, be sure to smash that like button, sub to the channel. Until next time, I will catch you in the next video. Peace.